I think we can be satisfied with the campaign. We finished actually we qualified with one game to spare. And when you look how we started, actually I arrived very late and had to open myself up to work with all the staff. I never worked before. At the same time, they had to open themselves up towards me because they also never worked with me. And I think we can be very satisfied how the things were going. We were undefeated until yesterday, until the match against Cameroon. Yesterday's match was a very, I would say, exciting game, and we almost got the draw. Maybe I think we should have deserved the draw, but that's football. At the end, it counts when the ball is behind the net and the referee allows it. I must admit, honestly, the group was very competitive. I think if we a little bit would have been in any area a little bit complacent, we would have failed. The group was very, very competitive, and I was surprised that the second game against Cameroon in Uganda, how we played there, that after such a short period of time, the player really played on a very, very high level already, and it showed the potential in the team. But I knew also it wasn't yet based on a stable foundation, but rather on a, how can I say, on a good team spirit, on a good team work together. So that was at the beginning a bit surprised. Then I knew the longer we are together, the more often we are together, the more we get automatic understanding, and it was needed. No, it was needed in the match against Kenya, which was very tight, and even yesterday. I really think they adapt very well. The players are very open-minded. They appreciated their football players. They're very skillful players. They want to play football. They don't just want to park a bus in defense and kick the ball long forward. They really want to be able to express themselves, and I think we found a good balance in that, to have a stable defense but also a good attacking mode, and between a team strategy but also individual freedom. I think we found there a good balance, and I had the feeling that the players cope very well with it. They have a great character. No, and they do not panic when things don't go 100% the way in a match. When a match has its own, how can you say, dynamics, and they keep calm when things don't go so well. Like for example, the goal against Kenya, where suddenly a game is completely open. No, they really were focused, stayed focused, concentrated. Even yesterday when we were with a difficult start in the game against Cameroon, we were 2-0 down. But they showed great character, how they came back, especially in the second half, in the last 30 minutes. That was showed really some tremendous character, because character is also a skill. Well, a team development takes time. It's a process with some ups, but also some downs. And so far we almost had only a pathway up. Yesterday maybe a small down. And when you look at the result. So the qualification itself gives us a lot of time, which we need in team development. Many things we couldn't even touch yet in training or outside of training. And this will definitely help us. We have so many areas still for improvement. Believe me, we are not yet at the end. I'm confident that we can touch all these aspects next year. Especially, I think in June is not a qualification period. It's a FIFA period for matches or for trainings. But there's no qualification, World Cup qualification match, if I'm right. And so this time must be used very well. We need to actually sit down now and plan the full year, that the team peaks in the FIFA periods, because we cannot throw the towel yet in the qualification of the World Cup. It's still around the corner. But on the other side, with regards to the AFCON, we need to peak next year in December and January. It doesn't make sense to peak in June. It's a team process, it's a development process, and I'm pretty confident because now we have really time. The time pressure was one of a big challenge for this team, and they managed very well. There will be, but I'm that confident that when the tournament comes next year that we're in good shape, but it's a unique qualification format. The tournament is only in 13 months. You cannot predict which player from this group now is in shape, maybe injury-free, who can cope with the challenges until that. There's many games until that time. So that is also a little bit a challenge. Yeah? Nobody can really predict that. Then the preparation, as the tournament is in December. How is it with players from Europe or from USA or so? When do you get them? Do you get them 2 weeks before the tournament? That would open a lot of possibilities to prepare the team. If you get them only 3, 4, 5 days before the tournament, there's not much things to improve. So every FIFA period next year is crucial in terms of preparation for this tournament. And there we must make a good plan that the team then can peak in December and at the same time in the World Cup qualifiers. Until theoretically you have a chance, qualification is achievable. We are not there to throw the towel. The group is not decided yet. Yeah, we have to see this now as a new project, a double project, trying everything in this World Cup qualification, maybe to turn it around. At the same time, see it also as a preparation for the AFCON. Yeah? So we have it's like a double project, I would say, and yeah, we will give everything in March, definitely. But again, in March, it's also a bit challenging. The local league, for example, didn't start until that time or just started, so you don't know from the local player who's in shape. It will be very challenging to see who's then really ready. Yeah? Every period next year, March, June, September, October, November, has its own challenges, and we must see it. We must see the dynamics of every period, yeah, to make the best use of it. Well, football is decided on the pitch and off the pitch, no doubt, because the calendar is packed. You don't have 1 or 2 weeks to prepare a team for a match. You have to meet 2-3 days together, then you have to play the first game, 2-3 days together, in between traveling the next game. So small things on and off the pitch really matters. I just give you an example. When you see the match against Kenya, how it started, when we had a mistake pass at the beginning, I think after 1 or 2 minutes, and teenage Adebe saved this situation really with a split of a second. If he would be 1/10 late, we would have been 1 goal down. Maybe a penalty or 1 goal down. 1/10 late. We are not fighting here for big areas for getting an advantage, but for small things. International sports, not only in football. Just look at the Olympics, the 100-meter dash, the final, how close it is. International high-level sports, competitive sports, is decided with the differences are very small. And it is decided by small things on and off the field, and you must just try everything to improve as good as possible. Even when you then do it, it's not a guarantee that you have a success, but at least you can say you tried everything. And that we have to also look at it. Everything from logistics, organization, traveling, hotels, up to training times, recovery methods, play as much as a role as the training and the match, as training on the pitch, and it has a big effect on the match itself. It is just in the nature. You won't find, I don't think, a top 10 team in Africa which doesn't fly with their own charter flight. You might have here and there success, yes, but sustainable success over a long period, consistently. That's why these teams like Cameroon, together with their own talent, but they understood quite in time, if you want to have success, that you have to invest. We must just invite every possible sponsors to come on board to support us, because we know that is also challenging. It costs a lot of money. But we were good supported by transport in South Africa, by the Duffs, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the company. They helped us a lot. And on the top of that, we were also very good supported by better brands with our clothes. So these were steps in the right direction. And we just need to get more people on board who help us, support us, and then so that the team has a sustainable foundation for success. Yes, I think they were great. Even in matches when they couldn't be present, we felt their presence. This is because we know the hunger and the desire for football in Zimbabwe. You must see the COVID period and then the FIFA ban. You know, it's a long period that you don't have home matches, and this qualification was a bit unique. It was not that we qualified for the first time with Zimbabwe for the AFCON, but I think we qualified under the most difficult circumstances and the most difficult situation. And the consequences of a not qualification would have been most likely 4 or 5 years in the wilderness. And I think everybody knew that. And with the 3-4 years now wilderness, it would have been a very long period for Zimbabwe. And I think we can be really happy with everybody, with the fans, with all the supporters, that we could avoid that. We play at the AFCON, so Zimbabwe is on the map in international football, and I think the fans really deserved us that we are there. And we need to really, we have a responsibility to give everything to further improve and to be ready next December for this tournament. But at the same time also in the World Cup qualification, we have to compete there.